All right. Welcome, everyone, to Simulation Talk 213. 1 second. Let me just find something real quick. Hold on. Found it?
Over the game is two, right? There's the other one.
I didn't know.
All right, I got the other one.
Got no clue, actually. Welcome, everyone. How are you doing? Nico, how are you, brother? There we go. Why is it so flimsy, this thing? Hold on. Some technical difficulties today. Let's try and connect this more. There we go. How are you, everyone? I hope your evening is doing great. Mine evening is lovely. Welcome to Simulation Talk 213. Ebony, how are you? Tajik.
You settle her to sit down. She doesn't know.
Okay. She's fine, baby. Guru. Today we have a little bit of a dog skerfuffle because we brought the little one from training, and our other dog went through a little bit of a test, so she's a little out of it. So we're trying to manage all the energies. What's up, Charlie? Owl, how you doing, brother? Sofa King Terry, how you doing? Why is this thing giving me so much trouble? Oh man, it sucks. Does it break it? There you go. I think this is good. Welcome to Core Fam indeed, Charlie. What happened? Yeah, as I said, trying to settle everything. El Paro, how are you? Fernando. Guatemala, welcome Guatemala. Been trolling the doggy, exactly. Are the spaces in Aya, the spirit molecule, and the mushrooms different spaces or the same space, but with different interpretations? I think it's similar channels. It opens a similar channel, but it's like kind of like almost like different points of view. I would say Aya is the human channel. Mushrooms is they have their own personality, so to speak. And the spirit molecule is basically kind of like the master channel of this layer, almost like the behind the scenes. And then 5MEO takes you all the way to the architect, I would say. Hola, привет. What's up, Ellipsian? Making sure that I'm not missing any good comments. Welcome to everybody on TikTok. Welcome to everybody on YouTube, on X, on Twitch. How are everybody doing? Have you met the same being in one space as you have in another space? In that regard, it's the same space. Yeah, for sure. They might have a different presentation, but it is this. You're going. It's not separate places. It's just. So I guess yes to your question. It is the same world that is observed from different perspectives on these different molecules. In fact, high doses of mushis, thank you, Ellipsian, are equivalent to low doses of the spirit molecule. They look almost identical, basically. In fact, some versions of changa feel very much like particular kind of mushrooms. Thank you so much, Nico. I appreciate the gifts. The end switch, I like it. Thank you for the likes. If you are in the chat and you enjoy, even though we haven't really started yet, but still, any like The algorithms love them. Emil takes you the architect. Indeed. Yeah, I second that, Guru. I hope everyone had a peaceful and a positive day. For heavy users of the spirit molecule, is it possible that the body stops producing tears if you use too many teardrops? I don't know if I don't know if I'm following the logic of the question. If you can clarify. Surface doesn't seem to matter, John. So far, it seems. There's some surfaces that people report it's easier to see on, like dark surfaces. And I think also more granular, even though I don't necessarily know if I agree because I see it pretty well on smooth surfaces. Um, I appreciated Lipsian. Yeah, the Eddie Bravo conversation was a lot of fun. Lipsian said enjoyed the Eddie Bravo conversation. Everybody should go check it out. Go to Eddie Bravo's YouTube channel. We have a really nice conversation there. I appreciate it. Do you know anyone who has gotten some mania from the Deems? No, never. All these claims, I'm willing to like. There's no. I don't have empirical data, but because of my experience with it and all the people that I met talking about this kind of stuff, I'm willing to bet money that in every case that people think that somebody went, so to speak, crazy or had a manic episode because of DIMS, I'm willing to bet money that other substances were involved. I'm willing to bet money on that. Usually, the green. The green is the number one offender. People think it's the lightest one from all of them. Absolutely not. In terms of manic episodes, schizo, things like this, the green is the worst of the worst. That and L, they can both send you into insanity. Mushrooms can too, but much less likely. Deems, I would say, you know what? I'm willing to say it's impossible. Not, I mean, impossible, not in the sense of like impossible in general, but I would say it's so unlikely as to, I'm comfortable to say impossible. It's too short lived. It can be insane. It can be really, really intense, and it can leave a mark in terms of now you know something about reality. But sending you into like a manic episode all by itself without any other substances involved, not likely. I'm comfortable with saying impossible in the way that we're using the word impossible. But don't get me wrong, this does not mean that you cannot have an experience that can make you reassess some things for a second. In other words, it can definitely leave a mark in terms of like, okay, I need to take a moment for myself. That can definitely happen, just like it can happen in any other intense event in your life. But specifically, if you ask me about manic episodes, no. Even people with predispensations for that, I would say you need the green or you need L to move you in that direction. Jason thinks I'm right. Thank you for the support, Jason. Wait, what? There's some baseline level of people with biological predispositions. For you mean for manic episodes? Yes, and I would say even them cannot be moved through deems. It would be something else. There would be something else involved. Aaron, how are you, my brother? Tried almost everything. Deems is most harmless, said Sojik. I agree with that. If a big red button appears on your console that says reset reality, would you press it? No, I really like this reality. Have you studied star seeds and soul travelers? If so, do you think your frogman is a guardian for you of sort? I haven't studied them. I've heard of them by passing. Maybe. I have no idea. I don't have strong opinions when it comes to this kind of stuff. If moving a tablet with the laser video, the same as moving the laser light. Wait, is moving a tablet? You mean moving the surface? When you move the laser light, the code stays still. So when moving the tablet with a paused video of the laser, Will the code move with a template or stay? So that's a great question, but first we have to establish that whatever we see in videos of the code, or even in the still image of the code, is actually the code. I was speaking to Carter about this today. This can point to quite a few options, so it's kind of hard to say. You have to establish certain a particular baseline first. So it can be that the reason we see it in the video or even in still images is because your brain already knows it's there and it kind of fills it in. That can actually be a hallucination, funny enough, because it doesn't appear the same way. From what I remember, it appears more like a GIF, like it just kind of repeats itself. It doesn't look like the real thing. Is it possible that there's just not enough information encoded in it? Yes, but this is why it opens itself to like many decision branches that it's kind of hard to discern. It can be a hallucination, a projection. It can be that the code is something coding for some fundamental instance of perception, of consciousness experiencing a physical world. And because of that, no matter where you're going to see the code, it has to be moving because it is literally coding for your experience in that instance. I don't know what the answer is. This is why, until I don't have a baseline, I'm not proceeding 1 foot forward. And I know it's frustrating, but I very much err on the scientific method on this one because you take step in the wrong direction, you might fly into infinity. So I'm very careful here. So people just want to keep going. And by all means, I'm going to stay right here until I can make some very solid assumptions, which is difficult to do. I love that take because it has reputation for being the most intimidating. You're talking about the spirit molecule, right? What's up, Guru? What's up, Shy? Why did you move to and live in Israel for 17 years? I don't, it wasn't really my choice. We moved when the Soviet Union fell apart in '91. And so my mom and my stepdad and my sister, we moved, try to get a visa to America, didn't get it. The next best option was Israel. And because my sister's dad is Jewish, then they granted us the access. And that's where I spent. And actually, we landed. Imagine this: we moved from Soviet Union falling apart to the Gulf War starting. So the war with Saddam Hussein started. So I literally we landed and like in 2 months the war started. That was great. So you heard rockets falling in the middle of the night. That was awesome. Evan's name. What's up, Danny? What are some experiments with the laser that you are looking forward to? I have IR and UV lasers coming. Also going to use 42 hertz and see if I can hear the space. That's amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Thank you for the question. There's a lot of them that I'm really excited about. Particularly the powerful magnetic fields experiments and the different materials experiments and all kinds of connecting my brain and experimenters' brain to EEGs experiments. These are the main ones that I'm really excited about. And I really want to understand what I want to get like a handle on what the code really is. That's my main point of interest, really. Hoping to see the laser this summer. This T session. I thought you said C session, which would also be interesting. Absolutely bring the laser. When you heard the space, did you have headphones or did you play the frequencies over a speaker? Definitely headphones. 100% headphones. Hold on, let me. Sit.
Good boy. Good boy.
Now we have to be super strict with him for the next few days with his shock collar. Otherwise, he's gonna start getting out of control. But he's so good about things now. What's up, the Divine Saucer? And indeed, please join our Discord. Huh? What? Oh. There's the famous Zapper. Now we gotta be super on it with him. Can't give him any slack. Cosmo, come here. Good boy. Good boy. If you print out a picture of the laser light, can you still see the code in the picture? I never tried it, but again, it kind of refers to the same question about the digital screen. But of course, that would be also interesting to see, because again, you can at that point postulate what I talked about. You can either think, okay, but that's an actual projection or hallucination because your brain already knows, or it's the other thing, or it can be some other option. So I'm very reluctant about postulating it until we don't have a good baseline with the original. Thank you so much, Sojik. And yes, please like and share. If you get a video of the beings in the code, will you be able to replace seeing them? Don't know. No idea. Something to test. What's up, Greg? What is the best way to speak to you about something very interesting involving a language? My autistic son told me he sees. Please email me to lasersimulationx@gmail.com or come join our Discord. But if you want me to directly see it, Discord, I don't usually check every day. I check it every couple of days. You can simulationx@gmail.com. This is the email related to all things theoretical and stuff like that. That would actually be super interesting. Also, does your son also have these kind of, some kind of psychic, or I don't know what to call it. I don't know what the politically correct way of saying it. Hold on. Oh boy. Try and close the door because there's like a lot of bugs. So does he have telepathy and stuff like that? You want to take it, baby, or? There you go. Is the code the world? The word in the beginning was the word. Maybe. It might as maybe, yeah. I don't think the exact frequency matters. I think it's just any pure frequency or combination of 2 or 3 frequencies. It usually is. I did 42 and 100. I'm pretty sure you can just do most of the gamut. Thank you, Matthew. So you have the link here, the Divine Saucer, and also it's on my main page of the YouTube channel. It's the 3rd link from the top. And for more information, you can, of course, visit codeofreality.com. And here is the full. There we go. Cosmo came back from a boot camp. Please explain more about how your wife was able to see that your console appear out of the corner of her eye. She didn't see the console. She saw an effect that warped her visual field. So one of the pieces of the console passed towards me, and I guess past her periphery. She was on my left. And then she jumped. And I just asked what happened. She said that the bag that was in the corner of the room, which is exactly on the other side of the room, and if she's here, the piece of the console passes right here, so which means passes her, and blocks the bag. And the bag basically kind of did this warping effect, came to her face and came back, just like you would expect from like a, if a black hole passes a region of space, it's going to go whoop, like that. That's basically what happened. What's up, Cammy Bell? So good to see you. What's up, Stockholm Syndrome? My dog is white too. American Bulldogs are very cute. He has drawn some of the images. How it comes to him for him to see it is absolutely wild. Well, I'm fascinated. Please email me. Would love to know about it. Oh, there you go. Thank you. I saw, Guru, that you also added my email. I appreciate you. John Green is saying, was anything in the code coherent or was it all foreign? Was there anything you could make out? In terms of language, I'm not even sure it's a language. So definitely nothing you can make out in terms of logic or meaning. If you get a video of your console, will you see it in a video again? Wait, if you get a video of your console, will you see it in the video again if you are on the molecule another time? Great questions. I never tried it. What will someone see if they are on the spirit molecule and an image of the laser light code is projected onto the Las Vegas 360 sphere? Again, amazing questions. Never tried it. Eddie was awesome. I love Eddie. Thank you for the question, Matthew. What do I enjoy most about live streaming? What a great question. I think connecting to people, understanding what they care about, and also what I learn about myself as a both communicator and somebody who, I guess, absorbs how people come at the world. Can't say that I'm always the best at it. Very often, kind of like my ideas collide with other people's ideas, and I'm slowly learning to be more, maybe not diplomatic, because I never want to hide what I really uh, feel or think. It's just not my style. I know some people like to do that. I never want to aim there. But I'm learning how to maneuver my internal space better so I can include more points of view in a way that is less, with less friction and with more understanding what people actually care about. And I really enjoy this process. It's sometimes painful and not always very comfortable, but I enjoy that process because it's always nice to kind of work on your craft, and I see communication as my craft. So that part I really enjoy. And sometimes if I go on tangents about subjects I really care about, those I really enjoy because I guess I get to speak my mind. Maybe it appears as if I always just kind of speak my mind, but very often I try to focus more on what people care about and then try and connect my interests to it in a way so I can talk about it in an excited way or energetic way. And the more I can do that, the better I feel like I become as a communicator. But obviously, the things that I already enjoy doing, like ranting about something that I really care about, when I get into the groove of that, I really enjoy it. I always think that Terrence McKenna had the best job in the world. Just sitting in a room filled with people and literally just go. You know what I mean? That's, yeah. Ooh, heavy, Cedric is saying after my taking his own life attempt. I could see patterns like on L by closed eyes. It was awesome. Whoa. Well, again, I'm happy you're here, and I'm sorry that happened. Oh, wait, what? We have a violation that on TikTok that says that end live now to avoid 1 year suspension. What did we say? I don't know. I have no idea. Well, let's end I'm gonna have to end this live and see if I can start a new one. TikTok. Hold on. What did we say? Was it what I just said? This was too fast. I didn't even. I just spoke this, so there's no way that this was it. Was that it? That's crazy. If that was it. Jesus, TikTok is becoming so annoying. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can just restart the same one. We're just gonna call it something else. Hold on. We even have this on. This is so weird. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see if it still does that. Okay. This is so wild. You know, this is becoming absurd. Like they either have to fix the algorithms to actually understand what people are trying to say, because there's nothing that we said that needs to that justifies this kind of stuff. Or, as far as I'm concerned, the government needs to actually shut them down. This is ridiculous. The thing is, they don't even tell you what it is. So they either need to tell you what it is, you know, to avoid that kind of stuff. The fact that they don't tell you what it is the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my entire life. If you have a problem with what any creator does, you need to let the creator know what that is so they can avoid doing that, right? What do I do wrong? We're not going to tell you, but you did something wrong. We're going to ban you for a year. What did I do? Not going to tell you. Was the Jesus you saw in hyperspace Middle Eastern looking? Nope. Just like you know the pictures of Jesus. That's how he looked. Now, what I think that means is that they wanted to make sure that I do not mistake him for anything else. In other words, they weren't trying to be PC or anything like this. They wanted to make sure that I understand that Jesus, as he is described, not necessarily in terms of the way he looked, but everything about what we believe him to be in Christianity, that's what he really was. I think that's what was being communicated there. So there's no confusion of any kind. Welcome back, everybody. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what we said or did that was wrong, but if they ban us, ban us. By the way, if they ban us, I'm not gonna be too sad. TikTok is annoying me for a long time now. But everybody on TikTok, if you want to keep following, please make sure that you jump also on Dango Thoughts, on DANGO Thoughts, to make sure that you keep up with what we're doing. But this is ridiculous. Thank you, Miss Mejilikati. Can you please share your list of experiments in Discord? Okay, that's a good idea. Let me write it down. Actually, let me put it in my notes. Here we go. Wait, how do I do it? No. How do we do these? Okay, here we go. Create event. No, not event. I want... Here we go. We'll just put it tomorrow. So we're going to do task. Share all my experiments on Discord. There you go. Done and done. We'll get on it tomorrow. Oh, moved it to Saturday. No. We're gonna put it right there. Thank you. Beautiful. What mirror practice do you do on the molecule? Some say not to look into mirrors on the molecule because you might see scary things from your face. So first of all, again, it depends on your level of preparation. Thank you so much, Kami Bed. I appreciate you. And it depends on your level of preparation and on your level of ability to shadow work. You should never avoid shadow work when it's necessary. So that will lead to no good either because it will catch up to you. I don't do any of this stuff. So I don't do any of the witchy stuff, just to be clear. I don't do any of the stuff that people kind of report, including what Tyson Adams was talking to me about the mirror stuff. I'm not against it. I just don't do any of that. I believe that work on yourself should be done exactly how you are. So if you're actually working on yourself, yes, psychedelics can help, but you want to be able to do that all by yourself. So meditation proper is the way to go for me. So I never do spiritual work on these substances, just to be clear. I've done, I guess, Aya, you can say. I can't count that as definitely actual inner work, but I've never really utilized it in any other way like that, aside from mushrooms, which I targeted particular behavioral traits that I was trying to eliminate in myself. And I successfully did so after I discovered that some of them were just eliminated kind of naturally. Thank you, Kami Bella. I appreciate all the likes. Terrence wasn't just sitting in a room talking. What do you mean, Benjamin? God, no. I was 20 times overdosed with. Whoa. Yeah, that's intense. Oh, let me write it down also. Um. Yeah, analog comment probably. Yeah, I know, but like I literally said it, and then it said the thing like immediately, like before I even finished the words. I think so. Great words, Guru. I appreciate it. No, no. TikTok is nice because the audience on TikTok is truly interested in engaging in an honest way for the most part. But the platform itself is out of control at this point. Like, what did we say? There was like, what are we, kids? Also, my chat is set to conversations about 18. So, what's the issue exactly? What is the point of that button? Ellipsian is saying they banned you after gaining 100K followers. That is crazy. And I'm glad that you came here, Ellipsian Music. By the way, does that mean that you're a musician? Have I seen the alien artifacts found in Mexico? Which specific one? There's so many claims at this point. Terrence was an ethnobotanist. What's your background? I'm really confused, Benjamin. Are you under the impression that I'm dissing Terrence? Terrence is one of my favorite people of all time. Do you believe Jesus' true message has been corrupted by religion or not at all? Just like any human endeavor, I do believe there's always some, uh, noise in the signal for sure. Love you having you here, the Divine Sorcerer. Happy Easter indeed. Happy days. And happy Passover to all the Jewish friends. We are technology to connect, like Wi Fi, to the Father, Temple of the Holy Spirit. Beautiful words. Electronic music and singer. That's awesome. Where we can find your music, feel free to plug. Is it? I'm assuming on Spotify, and if so, what is your handle on Spotify? Or just I don't think you can share the link, unfortunately. But if you tell me, everybody will know. We can put it here. Will the human body stop producing the molecule if you take too much? Like how eye drops producing tears if you use too many teardrops. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's too fundamental and important to whatever your experience is. What race was the female in charge of everything? I don't. It didn't show me any race. I don't think there's any race. I think it was just a representation to make it clear that it was a woman, which was bizarre enough, believe me. Even the fact that it had an sex, that was already strange. I would not expect God Almighty to have an sex, but apparently they all do. What's up, King Jong Troyce? Eric, how are you, brother? Deem saved my mind and life after hardcore depression. That I can absolutely believe, and I concur that can absolutely help. So good to see you, Eric. Molecule X experiment proved there is no tolerance building. Yes. I have some stuff on SoundCloud under Ellipsian Music. My Spotify needs to be updated because I changed my artist name and stopped caring. All right, we'll write it down. Ellipsian Music, SoundCloud. Cool. Listen to some of it before next time. Found it. Dope. I'm very excited. Do you have a relationship with green? Marriage? No. After I turned about 26, green became kind of. It just became meh. Like I did a lot of it when I was a kid. Started doing substances when I was very young. I do not recommend it, obviously, but started doing L when I was like 11. Started drinking when I was like 9, I think. Not heavily, but like here and there. And actually smoked my first cigarette when I was, I think, 6 or 7. I was a pretty wild kid. And then I basically did a bunch of stuff before I even turned 18. And green I was doing throughout the entire thing. And then at about 26, green just stopped being interesting. I mean, it's nice because you kind of drop into your body and you feel comfortable and you have sometimes an interesting idea, but these ideas were not much more interesting than my regular ideas. So at that point, I was like, it's almost like, okay, like as a teacher, it's no longer teaching me anything. I didn't think about it in these terms. It was more just like, all right, got it. Like nothing new here. And because I'm such a novelty junkie, I'm like, okay, I gotta amp up the whatever that is that I found the spirit molecule. So but I still did it once in a while, and then eventually I'm like, meh, the payoff is not enough for me. The next day I feel so lethargic. Like I don't want to do anything. And I simply cannot afford to be in the state where I don't want to do anything. I call it a will killer. It kills my will. I don't want to do anything. I don't care. Some people, it influences them really positively, like Joe Rogan, right? He found a really good relationship with it. I think it's people who think more with their body, think somatically, they connect to it more because it amplifies that kind of intelligence. I think much more here, cerebral. And I did find that most people who are more cerebral, which by the way, I believe is a natural predispensation and there's nothing wrong with that, uh, they tend to not like green. It makes everything kind of cloudy. It feels like you're glazed, like you're looking through a fog, because your attention is in a place where you produce most of your content, and it glazes that. But it puts you more in the body. So if you think mostly with your body, you will like it more. If you think more with your mind, you will like it less. Usually, obviously, it's an average. L was one of my favorite things. L, especially with any kind of uppers. I mean, that just puts you in a beautiful spot, kind of like the limitless pill. Obviously, depending on the dosage. What's up, Emily? So good to have you with us. If you cover one eye, can you still see the code, or do you need both? No, you see it no matter what. Like it's what you're asking now is equivalent of asking, if I cover my eye, will I see this? It's the same question. It's just there, like a regular object. It's the fact that it is clearly there in every possible way that makes it so unique. Good to have you, Emily. And we have Eric here. What up, team? How do you determine if the entities you encounter have good or bad intentions? You can feel it. It's very, very clear. No problem, Sofa King. We're happy to have you here. What happened if you put the spirit molecule into eye drops and put a drop on your eye? Will you see the core? I don't think anything will happen because the digestion, the metabolism is going to be too long. I've actually never heard of anybody trying it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be just as slow as to your stomach. That's why you have to smoke it, because otherwise it's just simply not doing anything. In one of your recent interviews, you mentioned two groups who might have found a way to observe the code with instrumentation. Can you elaborate on these groups and where we can find their research? Uh, if you're talking about the team from Japan, it's not a group that is investigating the code. It is a completely separate project that was collecting light from stars from 2014 and was analyzing it for coherence, because it looks like there's some glyphs in there. And they concluded so far that AI with deep neural nets concluded that it's way above statistical probability that it is periodelia. So in other words, it is not your brain kind of arranging things, but it seems to be real information. These teams have nothing to do with what we do with the project, with Core, but it is definitely pointing to something interesting about information in light. The other stuff that maybe you're referring to is basically my partner, David Carter, who might have figured out a way to see the code once in a while in a particular setting with a particular sensor or camera. We don't know that yet, but we're working on it, and we're working on potential new techniques to do it with also high edge detection AIs combined with certain sensors, certain apparatus that collects information. We'll see. But these are the only two that I can think of. So one team has nothing to do with us, and one team is basically Core. It lifts the fog for you. Let's see. There you go. For Camibel, green lifts the fog. You can tell us, by the way, if you want. You're always welcome to come on, by the way, just so you know. Let's see if I can. I don't know how to do this. Oh, there it is. What's up, Sarah? Fell off mid-20s? Yeah, same story. Eric, you have fans here, me included. Thank you so much, Guru for sharing Elysian's music. Hey, Cami Bell. Oh, for some reason you cutting off, like cutting out, like I can hear you, and then you kind of dropping out. Can you hear me? Can you hear us? Oh, sure. Take your time.
Yes, hold on.
Emily saying never like green. Yeah. How does making love change on the molecule? Is the molecule an aphrodisiac? I think the molecule is basically the full channel. What it's gonna do in the moment, only it knows.
Sorry, my connection is in and out, so
No worries.
it's a little unpredictable at the moment.
Sure. Whenever you have a good connection, feel free to chime in. Everything in moderation, even moderation. That's hilarious. If you see other people in the space with a headset, can you remove their headset so they can? I've only seen it once, and I was not in a place where I could like interact with these people. So I don't know. Oh, there you go. Carter is with us here in the shadows. How you doing, brother? Can I touch the console or do you pass through it like a hologram? Well, yes to both. I can both touch it and feel it, and my hand passes through it. So it feels like a fizzle. Missing something, what headphones, what frequency? No particular frequency. You can use any frequency, I think. I did 42 and 100, but I don't think it matters. I think any frequency there's just one frequency or two or three frequencies without too many noises, without too many other things. Let's say a tone without content, but the frequency is nice because it gives you like one tone. See higher or lower frequencies of light in the molecule? Again, I don't know. Those are amazing questions, Charlie. I simply don't know. What's up, April? I have set up for the molecule. It's Buddhism mixed with Egyptian theme with the Who meditation music playing in the background. That sounds lovely. What other surfaces besides the wall have you lasered? Many surfaces. Wood, concrete, human skin, trees, floors, carpets, dogs, many things. It's not that kind of a thing. The second you see the code ones, you understand. You immediately understand that it doesn't matter. Like it's just there in every point in space, and it will be anywhere you're going to point the laser to. It's very clear. I think there'll be something to the code being the word linked to the biblical word closely resonated. Yeah, I would agree with that. Did you figure out how to open the console by yourself, or does it on? No, it opens by itself, and then I only managed to make one of these things work one time, which is the personality changer that I'm pretty sure you heard me talk about. I sent you an email then, one and a second one with other info. Look forward to hearing your thoughts. God bless. God bless you as well. Let's make sure that I got it. Oh, there we go. Got it. Perfect. I only got one email though. So far, but got it. So perfect. The chanting does really weird reactions to me. Like what, for example? Woke up seeing the code on the wall of my bedroom. Thank you for sharing, Dan. Yeah, that's actually a very common occurrence. I don't know if you know. A lot of people are experiencing this. Super interesting. What's up, Eloise? Yeah, you're kind of cutting in and out.
Oh, I was just asking if Dan saw that without the laser.
Dan. Wait. Remind me what Dan said? That he saw the code while he woke up? Yeah, I think that's what he meant. Yeah, I think that's what he meant. And yeah, I get this email quite a bit. that people see the code without the laser and without the molecule. But I would submit to you that it's actually a different code. Because when you investigate further, you realize that that other code or these other codes, there's some parameters that are different. They're less specific. In other words, they're almost like diffused and they're subsumed in the surfaces. You can kind of change their behavior if you try. Not everybody tried, but you can. You can change its content and behavior. And I don't think it means that they're not real. I think they're real. They're just closer to what we are as conscious beings. And the code we see in the laser and under the conditions we're clarifying, I think are coding for the actual physical stuff, like for everything that makes the physical universe, basically, which is why it's unchangeable in this way, or at least unchangeable under simple conditions. If you group people, take molecule of the same time, can you enter the same space together? Sometimes. I would say that the reason for the most part you can't do that is because just like you have coordinates in space-time, you have coordinates in the mind space, and then the molecule takes you to a different coordinate in the mind space. So just like you can look left and right in the regular space, you can also look, so to speak, left and right in the higher mind space. And unless you're looking at the same place, in the same angle, in the same orientation, and you're in the same address in the mind space, you won't see the same things. So you might be sharing your space and time. You can be in the same room, but if you're not sharing the mind space, you won't see the same thing because it's an actual dimension, which by definition, as you very well know, completely orthogonal to all the other dimensions, which means that you still have to find the coordinate in that space, which is why I think for the most part, you don't see the same things. Eric is saying sometimes Dimitri reveals glyphs on the surfaces of things. Other times things look cell shaded, etc. How can we have control what we see? Like if you want to see glyphs, you're talking about with the laser, Eric? Oh, reply for the first one. Okay, thank you for the clarification, Miss Majilikati. Seeing the code was out of this world after seeing short clips of the project so many times. That's amazing. So you remind me, Guru, you've only recently saw it? And yes, please join our Discord. Guru shared the link. And also the link is on my YouTube channel on the main page. Can you see any numbers in the code? Or is it all unfamiliar letters? Most of it is unfamiliar. Yeah. And I think the things that look familiar, they're more like your brain kind of dialing it into something more familiar. Anyone also feel emotionally very sensitive for a few days post-trip? For me, it brought everything up to the surface, even though I didn't really get anywhere other than having a bit of time dilation. Yep, that definitely happens. This is why you got to be super, super dialed in and also do the work after. Integration is super important. How many different kinds of code do you think there are? I have no idea. Okay, so Eric is just talking about the code in general, how we can. So really, that's a really good question that Eric is asking. Essentially, he's asking how can we aim to particular addresses in the mind space or in the molecule space? Something that Zoltan we spoke about. He says that he could like navigate to particular spaces. It's almost like you follow an intuitive feeling of how you get there, from what I understand from him. Is there any technology you can get from hyperspace, like anti-gravity or free energy designs? That was one of the first things I asked them when they started telling me they're real. And of course, the answer is usually no. I don't know if it's because it's not allowed or it's just not applicable. Maybe the rules by which their space operates is so completely different. This just might be the wrong question. The Allison Gray glyphs, exactly. Was it difficult to enter hyperspace for everyone a few weeks ago? Good question. That's a question targeting everyone. Everyone answer at once. Great question, Charlie. So I didn't do it last week. Yes, I've seen the code recently. At first, I didn't believe until I tried myself while going through the project rabbit hole. Once I saw it, I truly believe it. Seeing is believing, baby. I'm glad you joined the family. And thank you so much for being one of the moderators. I appreciate you, Guru. When you are going to join the telepathy kids on the hill? I don't know. I wish I knew how to do any of this. Thanks. I read out my questions as they come to me from watching all the streams. That's awesome. Keep doing that. That's amazing. Schumann resonance doesn't seem to affect access, if that's the question. Who asked that question, Carter?
I think that may have been a reference to the question about whether people were able to access it a couple weeks ago.
Oh, got it. Okay. Thank you. Sometimes I'm a little slow, and that's okay. Hyperspace access. Yeah, but did you mean it in relationship to what Cami Bell said about the Schumann resonance question? Or, sorry, about the 2 weeks ago entering the space question? See higher or lower frequencies on... Oh, I saw that one already. What's up, Baraka? By the way, are you guys experimenting now, Carter? Because that's exciting. And worth voicing. I'm gonna be cryptic on purpose because this is I can't really, technically do it. But if you happen to be in LA at the end of this month, or you're from there and you want to potentially participate in some of the experiments, hit me up. With that, you can hit me up at dangoprox@gmail.com. So everybody who knows what I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about. And it does not guarantee participation, but it definitely opens the window for that. So if you're open to it, and you also need to be open to be filmed. And if you match both of these criteria, we can chat and see if it's a good fit. Again, LA area, if you want to be part of the experiments, please hit me up at dangoprox@gmail.com. dangoprox@gmail.com. There you go. Just about that kind of stuff. Again, if you want to send me theoretical stuff, or did you ever consider kind of email, please send it to lasersimulationx@gmail.com. Thank you so much for the gift, Cameron Bill. I appreciate you. By the way, are you a singer as well?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I am not. I can't sing at all.
It sounds like you have a voice like you could be.
Thank you. I appreciate that. No, I just use it for talking.
Yeah,
Sometimes
Eric
a
says
little
he
too
could
much.
fly out. Well, like I said, you definitely should start lives. The issue is, Eric, that you've seen it. We need people who haven't seen it yet. Oh, I haven't clarified. If you've never seen it and you want to see it, now we can regardless talk about it, Eric, by the way. Just completely, regardless to what I just said, we can talk about that. But I need people who haven't seen it. That's the whole point of this experiment.
I've not seen it.
There you go. I mean, so it's an open invitation. We still there's quite a few other criteria that we have to match, and they're not just in terms of being able to withstand it and whatever. They also have to do with certain things that have to do with the film that are more Aaron's decisions. So there are a few factors. But again, if you're interested at all, let me know, and then we can start the conversation. Apparently someone on 5 saw it. Yeah, a shaman from Jersey saw it on 5. Thank you for sharing your mind with the mortal minds. We appreciate you. What if I just start doing that? I just start channeling. Dear humans, if anybody wants to participate in our experiment, please email me at shagarka45 3x3 at gmailspace.com. That would be my voice if I'm channeling things. But no, Bashar is very playful. I'll be like I'll be the kind of being kind of like what's the name of that superhero from Watchmen? The one that is Captain, what is it? Manhattan Project. What's his name? Captain Manhattan. The blue guy with the glowing eyes. That'll be that's who I'm channeling. Doctor Manhattan. There you go. I'm like Doctor Manhattan Project. That is a great character. What a movie. Dan Lucas. Where are you located, Dan? Says the owl. What's up, Gooby? Moxon. Would you have to give us the coordinates to remove you the email address and send you a message? There you go. What if I just channel, like I just close my eyes and I expect everybody to just read my mind? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a bunch of people that I already had a conversation in advance, and everybody are like, oh my God, I can't believe he's telling us this. And then everybody are going ape shit. They're like, oh my God, I can hear him talking in my head. There's like all the chats are going off. And then somebody's going to clip that and it's going to go viral. I'm just channeling telepathically. Dan is a level 10 shaman with 5. Oh, well, that's amazing. What is it? I didn't know they have levels, but that's incredible. Welcome, Dan. It's called Jitter in South Park. Nice. Screenshot. It's had the best voice for this. You remember in Spaceballs when he does when Helmet does the voice, Lord Helmet. Oh, Lone Star, I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Let's see if you can use it. Where are we standing here? Oh, okay. All right. So in the spirit of keeping my promises, that look is on the path. Well, I'm glad you're with us, brother. Appreciate you, man. Oh, there you go. Nice. Dragon Ball Z. No, I was already too old. When Dragon Ball Z became like a really big thing, I was already too old, unfortunately. But I almost feel bad about that because I was like, it looks like a really dope show. Oh, cool. 10 hours from LA. Well, maybe we can chat. Maybe if you're interested, we can figure something out. Wait, what? Blue Origin fake? What does that mean? Ludicrous speed. We can't stop. It's too dangerous. I don't care. They went plaid. The fact that Tesla has plaid speed is just unbelievable. I mean, say what you will, but injecting that kind of a sense of humor into a high-end product, my brains are in my feet. My favorite is when they do the movie recall thing, and they're like, was like, this is movies that released before they're released, and it's like, when is it happening? Now. But what happened to then? That was then, sir. Now is now, or whatever that was. It was like what their name? The Three Stooges, basically, just in a movie. When? Now. Yeah, show me your reps, please. Abbott and Costello, exactly. Who's on first? Basically, the whole rant about when is the movie about now, the movie that is happening now, when was it back then? That's basically who's on first, just reimagined. What are we talking about? Who's on first with time, exactly. And wait, actually, they did that exact bit basically in Rush Hour 2 or 3 when they fought the big dude, like with the Yakuza or whatever. And with who? His name was Who. It's literally the same skit, but hey, they did it really well. Andromeda Paradox is awesome. Pizza the Hut. And yeah, I mean, can't believe I'm saying this, but they don't make them like that anymore. Real story though. Ooh, you know he's not gonna be in Rush Hour 3. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite line from the from the bloopers. Or gefilte fish. All right, guys. In the spirit of keeping my promises, I will. Unfortunately, I think I have to adjourn for today. Um, festival version of Who, Guess Who, in another band. Oh yeah, that's true. Um, everybody go follow Cami Bell. She has an incredible voice, great energy, and she's soon gonna start doing lives for everybody. Right, Cami Bell? So
We'll see about that.
CAMIBELLE, all one word again. CAMIBELLE on TikTok. Go follow her. She's awesome. Love you, Cami Bell.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And everybody go check out. I'm gonna put it again. Ellipsian Music channel on SoundCloud. I'm gonna put it right there again. There you go. Boom. Yes. So if you want to follow me on other channels, it would be Danny Goller on TikTok and Instagram, Goller Danny on X, LaserX83 on Twitch, and Dango Thoughts on YouTube. Please come join the membership program on Dango Thoughts, or just give us a follow and a like. But if you join the membership program, you get early access to all my content. There's an episode up there right now that only members can see. Weekly lives, aside from the daily lives, that are for members only, that include deep conversations into all kinds of things that we put a lot of attention on, and I can really focus on what people are saying. And you get access to, from the second tier and up of the membership, you get access to my Zoom calls together, which one is coming right up. Thank you for reminding me, Ebony. I'm going to send everybody the invite probably by tomorrow. And also private things from my life that will only live on YouTube members and nowhere else ever. That's a promise. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the community. Love all the people that are part of what we're doing here. Carter, love you, brother. Ebony, Jessica, Greg, Charlie, April, Guru, Jessica, I said, Eric, love you, brother. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who are we forgetting here? Can't really name everybody, but I know I'm forgetting people. Owl, Bradley, love you. Elysium, Gooby, Ellipsian, sorry. And who else? Charlie, we mentioned. Oh, wait. There was somebody else I needed to plug for sure. I know. I remember there was something, and then I forget what it is, though. It's very annoying. Hold on, I'm gonna find it right now. That's important enough. Let me go back in my comments. Oh, Emily Moyer, of course. Go follow her channel. She's actually really awesome. I was on her podcast 2 times. She's great. She has very interesting conversations, and I love her energy and vibe. Emily Moyer, Moyer. Emily, Meily, Moyer on YouTube. She's really great. So go follow her. Love you guys. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Peace and love. Ciao.
Good night, Danny.
Good night. See you guys. Have a good night.